Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, and this is Coach Kelly, and I am going to do a quick video to discuss a couple of food do's and don'ts. So a couple of you are a member of the Rockstar Wellness group on Facebook, and so you may have already watched Coach Lisa Arnold's video about this. If you haven't, I encourage you to watch hers as well. I'm going to kind of do a recap and a spin-off of Lisa's video, so I apologize if you're getting this information twice, but I'm going to add some additional information in there too. So many of you know that a couple years ago I was really sick. I was constantly going to the doctor. In a 15-month period of time I had to have 8 surgeries. I had a full hysterectomy by the time I had the 3rd surgery, and so I still had 5 surgeries after that where I was still growing tumors in my abdomen, and the doctors called me a medical anomaly. They had no idea why I kept growing these things. And so a good friend of mine sat down with me, and she was like, you know, maybe we should talk about the type of food that you eat and everything. Now, yes, I was overweight at the time and blah, 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 and there was all these things going on. And so she talked to me about becoming a vegan, and I did become a vegan about 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in November. And I know that I'm not 100% vegan. I admit that openly. Basically, the reason for me being a vegan was health changes, not necessarily the animal rights portion of it. Now, yes, the animal rights portion is encompassed in that reason somewhere, but the main reason why I became a vegan was for the health benefits, okay? And after having spent 15 months of my life between 2012 and 2013 in and out of the hospital, I was at the hospital more than I was at work, to here I am. It is just about October, and the last time I went to the doctor was October 2013. I have not been sick. I've had a common cold, I've had some allergies, whatever, but I have not been sick like I was from all of 2012 and half of 2013. So that says a lot about the lifestyle changes that I made. And a lot of this happened before Herbalife. Before Herbalife came into my wellness plan, I had made some changes. So what I want to talk to you about is some food do's and don'ts, okay? There's a few staples that we all like to have in our homes, okay? And Coach Lisa talked about this in the Rockstar Wellness group. She mentioned peanut butter. And the peanut butter that Lisa uses has 2 ingredients. And the peanut butter that I use has 1 ingredient. So your peanut butter should have no more than 2 ingredients in it, right? What's peanut butter? Peanuts. You don't need anything else. You need mashed up peanuts is all you need for peanut butter. So Coach Lisa's peanut butter has 2 ingredients, peanuts and salt. My peanut butter has 1 thing, all peanuts, nothing else. That's all I use. So if you guys are buying the Skippy or the Jif Au Natural peanut butter and this and that, okay, I want you to read the back of the label and realize that there's a lot of things on the back of that label that you don't need, okay? Oils, sugars, salts, preservatives, all of these things, okay? It may be natural sugar, but you don't need sugar, okay? So read the back of your peanut butter labels. It may be more expensive to get the peanut butter that I'm talking about, okay, but it's going to be worth it overall for your health. The other product that Lisa talked about is syrup, okay? If you're buying Aunt Jemima or Walmart brand syrup, you might as well be dumping sugar on your pancakes or your French toast, whatever, okay? You want real maple syrup. Yes, it's more expensive, but you can't put a price tag on your health, okay? So stop buying the Aunt Jemima sugar. I don't care if it says 25% less sugar, less sugar or sugar-free, because what they're doing is if they're taking the sugar out, they're having to replace it with something else. Maple syrup is fine on its own. You don't need to add anything else to it. So you want to spend the extra $1 and you want to get real maple syrup, okay? Check with your local farmers markets. They may have some that they make, and it's going to be amazing. The taste is going to be different. You'll notice that you don't have to put as much on it because a little goes a long way. That other stuff, horrible for you, horrible for your kids, and that's why a lot of our kids are so hyper and everything, because they're just getting too much sugar. Sugar comes from every product we pretty much put in front of them. All right, you'd be surprised. Even Cheerios has sugar in it. Why? It's a whole grain. You don't need sugar in it. All right. So the other product that she talked about was butter and the health benefits of real butter. And I'm going to encourage you to get butter from pasture-raised cows. And the reason why you're going to hear me talk about free-range food, pasture-raised cows, chickens, whatever. Even though I don't eat meat and I use soy butter, if you're going to use butter, get it from a free-range cow. It may cost a little bit extra of money, but the health benefit with free-range cow butter is going to be much better for you because you're not going to get the antibiotics, the steroids, or the hormones that are pumped into our meat industry and our dairy industry by these farmers. Because what's happening, this is a real quick recap of animal rights, okay, and because it's for human rights too when you think about it. So the animal rights portion of it is, I don't know if you've heard of gestation crates or if you've seen the conditions in factory farming. All right, I encourage you to watch on YouTube or Netflix a documentary called Forks Over Knives if you really wanted to get into this. It's not gross or anything like that. It's just going to tell you what's wrong with our meat and dairy industry and why it's bad. And the short Cliff Notes version of this is, if you got 100 cows crammed into one barn and they can't free range and move around and get away from each other, what's going to happen is one cow gets sick, they all get sick. So these factory farmers have to come in and they're going to start injecting them all with steroids, hormones, and antibiotics to try to get them well, because they can't sell that meat. They're not supposed to sell that meat if the cow's sick. And I can tell you right now, they still do it anyway. That's why they're pumping them with antibiotics, because you can get what those cows have. Hello, mad cow disease. That's why they have the recalls on meat and produce from time to time, because something was infected, something was wrong, and the humans are going to ingest that, and it's going to harm you. So, free-range meat, dairy, for dairy, your milks and stuff like that, and I switched to almond milk. Almond milk actually has more protein and more calcium in it than cow's milk. Read the labels. It does, and it's much better for you. There's other beneficial ingredients in almond milk, things like that. So just keep that in mind. So when you're buying butter, try to get butter that comes from free-range cows. And here's the big one: stay away from margarine. My husband loves him some Country Crock churn style margarine. Did you know that margarine, whether it's Country Crock or another, margarine is only one molecule away from being plastic. So if you're eating Country Crock, you might as well eat the container it comes in. Our bodies cannot break down plastic, okay? So if you're eating margarine, your digestive system is not able to break that down, so you're not excreting that fat as waste, all right? Real butter has a lot of benefits. It actually helps pull additional nutrients out of vegetables so that you're going to get more. So butter is good for you. Okay, margarine is bad, so stop the margarine now. All right, the other thing, eggs. Back to the whole animal rights thing. If you got a bunch of chickens cooped up into a bunch of cages, okay, then same thing, they're gonna get sick, and you're then gonna eat yucky eggs. So you wanna get free-range, cage-free, antibiotic-free, hormone-free, steroid-free eggs. You're not going to get them at Walmart. I can tell you that right now. Walmart hardly sells anything organic. So go to your Kroger, your Food Lion, Target I think has them. Whatever like your main local grocery store is, most likely they're going to have cage-free eggs. And I challenge you to go buy a dozen, and I want you to take like your regular Walmart, sorry, nasty egg, and I want you to study both of them. Take an egg from your Walmart container and an egg from the cage-free container. I want you to look, touch, smell, taste the difference in the color of the egg, when you break them open, what it looks like in the, you know, in the bowl. Just do it. You're going to see and taste a huge difference in cage-free eggs. They're a little more expensive, but it's worth it. You can't put a price tag on your health. The other thing about eggs, eat the yolk. Right? I'm not going to go into big, long discussion about why you should or should not eat the yolk. Yes, they've had a bad rap with cholesterol. All the cholesterol is in the yolk. Okay, unless you're eating 10 eggs a day, like my coach Lisa said on her video, unless you're eating 10 eggs a day, you're not worried about it, okay? Some cholesterol is good for you. It's the amount of cholesterol that you have. So eat the entire egg. Don't separate the whites from the yolks. Eat the whole thing. All right, vegetables. This is one thing that Lisa didn't discuss in her video, so I'm going to throw in here. Stay away from the canned vegetables. Unless there's a zombie apocalypse coming soon and we can't grow fresh vegetables, stay away from canned vegetables. There's sodium, there's preservatives, all that stuff to allow those vegetables to be able to stay in the can for long periods of time. Your body doesn't need that. Fresh, 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 as much as possible, and your alternate is frozen. Okay, but fresh vegetables as much as possible. Yes, I know it can be time consuming because you have to go to the grocery store more often because they don't last as long as a can does, but I'm telling you right now, you don't need all the extra salt and preservatives that come in canned vegetables, okay? So fresh vegetables, frozen if you have to, real butter, not margarine, cage-free eggs, and real syrup, okay? Those are some staples that we should all have in us. Oh, and don't forget the peanut butter. You want peanut butter with how many ingredients? No more than 2, okay? So, just my few little tips for the day. If you guys have any other questions and need to know what to stay away from, what kind of staples to have in your house, you know where to find me, okay, guys? Hey, somebody just sent me a message. I should go check that. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.